Okay, so hi everybody, my name's Ronan and I'll be taking the Leaving Cert Business courses here for Easter at the Academy of Education. So I'm going to give you guys an outline really of what we're going to cover over these next 5 classes, right? And you can see the breakdown here. First class we're going to do today, we're going to do Unit 1. Second class we'll get Units 2 and 3 done. Fourth class we'll do Unit 4. In our third class we'll do Unit 4. In our fourth class we'll get to Unit 5. And in our fifth class we'll go back over a lot because Unit 5 is quite big. We'll be doing a good bit in Unit 5, we'll also be looking at how to structure ABQ. Now, if you can kind of just sit back, right, and like, if you're like, even one thing I remember talking, like 1 or 2 students were saying that they were concerned with the schools being delayed and stuff like that, that they won't get to finish their course, they won't get to finish Unit 7 and stuff like that. That's no problem at all. Like, it's a lucky coincidence in a way for us that the most important units this year for us are going to be between Units 1 and 5. And if you guys can drill Units 1 and 5, be ruthless at that, that's going to set you guys up incredibly well for Leaving Cert, right? And if you see what I mean by this, right, let's look at 2015. Now, if you see the paper in 2015, right, that year, that was the last year the ABQ year was on Units 2, 3 and 4, right? So last time, the other way they changed the ABQs every 5, you know, they recycle them every year, but every 5 years there's an overlap and it's on the same unit. So you guys, it's 2020, it'll be on Units 2, 3 and 4, right? So 5 years back, 2015, 2, 3, 4, again, 2010, 2, 3, 4. So what we see, right, that last time that the ABQ came up on Units 2, 3, 4 was 2015. And a lot of my sixth years that year were saying to me that they were kind of worried a bit and they were worried about getting the whole course done. I said, right, look, don't worry. If they were aiming for like H2, let's say, you drill Units 1 to 5, right? No Units 1 to 5 inside out. You ruthless those units. And let's see how much you recover of the paper they were covered for. They were covered for all of the short questions. We got lucky, and what happened that year was, I think it was like 9 out of 10 of the short questions actually fell between Units 1 and 5, right? But they're covered for all their short questions. They're covered for all their ABQ, because of course the ABQ is on Units 2, 3 and 4. They were also, when it came to the long questions, question 1 is on Unit 1. So they're opening up the long questions. It's a bit trickier, but the long questions you have to do one question from here and at least 2 questions from here, and your 4th question you can do from either part 1 and part 2. Right, so going over that again, the long questions, it's worth 240 marks, and your job is to answer 4 out of any of the 7 questions there. To go over this again, you have to do 1 question from part 1, at least 2 from part 2, the 4th you can do from either section. Now what's important here is Unit 1 is, question 1's always in Unit 1, right? That's the way it's been for the last 20 years, right? So if we look over here, and this is where you guys get quite lucky, is that part 2 is a bit of a mess, okay? It's all over the place. Well, question 4 is not too bad. Question 4 is usually on Units 2 and 3. But question 5, 6 and 7, they mix that up a lot, and that could be on anywhere between Units 3, 4 and 5, mainly 4 and 5, but they jumble it up a good bit. But who cares about any of that stuff, right? What's important is, and don't overthink it, right? All you need to know is part 2 is based on Units 2 to 5, right? So let's think about this. We're rootless. We know Units 1 to 5 inside out. We're covered for all of Section C. All right, you're covered for this part here, that's Unit 1, and you're covered for all of these questions here. All right, and you know, even if you get a bad question here, you only need to do 3 out of 4, and you're set there. Okay. So that's what I mean with this. That's why I'd be rootless with this. That's why I want us to drill through Units 1 to 5. We know that. We know our Leaving Cert, okay? You can get a H1 by only knowing Units 1 to 5. That's the way your paper's going to fall into you. And like another little thing like on this, right, is that where are we weak? We're definitely, if we go with this, and let's say you leave out Unit 6 and 7, right, you don't worry, study too much on that. You are going to be weak on Section A, especially in case, like, let's say, they throw a couple of questions out in Unit 6 and a couple out in Unit 7 here. That's where it could be a little bit weak. But I wouldn't worry about that too much. Like with Unit 7, like if you go over the questions in Unit 7, if you go over the balance of trade, if you go over the barriers to trade and the EU decision-making process. So I'll say that again. The balance of trade, the barriers to trade and the EU decision-making process, you'll be covered for like 90% of the short questions they've ever asked in Unit 7. So let's imagine you're like, right, I'm a little bit weak in Unit 7. If you're not covering that, go over those and you could see a lot of them be recycling the short questions, okay? Right, so that's it. That's where we are on that. That's the plan. So I want you guys knowing why we're not focusing too much on Unit 6 and 7 and why the focus is going to be on 1 to 5. That's our angle there. Okay, so we'll just get stuck into it straight away. If we open up there, if you see the notes there, we'll start off there in Unit 1. So remember, everyone has a plan. This class, Unit 1. All right, and if we get that out of the way today, next class, we'll take all these apart as we go through them, right? So first thing there, right, with unit 1, right, if you open up the notes, you'll see the stakeholders in business, right? So like read through them there in your own time. They're quite straightforward, nothing incredibly complicated there. The only one that I'd be keeping an eye out for is interest groups, right? So if you guys flick there in the notes, you see the notes there, it's on page 5, right? And that's what I'd be, so like we're going through them there, like let's say even the first, the stakeholders there, very straightforward: entrepreneurs, investors, managers or employees, producers, suppliers, consumers, nothing too complicated there. And they know that, so they don't really